Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Today we're going to talk about the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzers. I cannot wait to show you guys how incredible these matte bronzers are and how amazing they're going to be for mature skin. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright you guys, so the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzers. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I have been dying to film this video. So I've been in transition and I've been moving, so I am so thankful for you guys to continue supporting me. I had some videos that I was able to film before I moved and I was able to kind of edit during this time. I'm all set up in my new studio and I can now show you guys these airbrush bronzers. Oh my goodness. So let's just jump right into the details so we can get into the application process. I will put the timestamps because I am going to show some swatches at the end of other bronzers I've been using to kind of give you guys a comparison, and at the end of the video do my final thoughts and let you know how they compare to previous bronzers that I have liked and enjoyed in the past. So let's just jump into these details. They are selling this product at Sephora, Nordstrom, Beautylish, and charlottetilbury.com, but we'll just kind of go over the Sephora one right there. This is priced at $55. It comes in 4 shades. You have fair, medium, tan, and dark. So I do wish she would have come out with maybe just even a couple more colors. That would have been nice, because I do feel like there can be one between even fair and medium and tan. I do feel like there can be some fillers in there. It's an oversized natural matte bronzer that is infused with hyaluronic acid and finely milled pigments for a skin perfecting bronze filter for the face and body. It's medium coverage, it's matte finish, it's a pressed powder. Normal, dry, combination oily skin types will enjoy this product, and I really truly believe all skin types will benefit from this. The highlighted ingredients in this product are hyaluronic acid, which we all know hydrates and helps the skin to appear softer and smoother, has microfine perfecting powders which deliver an invisibly thin, silky filter on the skin to add an increased depth of color and coverage. It has microspheres, which provide long wear payoff and a silky texture. So this is the medium. It has a nice, beautiful, neutral tone to it. It just wasn't enough depth for me at this time, but again, when my skin is lighter in the winter, it's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to keep both of these because they're absolutely stunning. And I really do believe with her highlighted ingredients, just that combination of hyaluronic acid and just her finely milled powders, just like her Airbrush Flawless powder, there's just nothing else on the market that can even compare to it. Yes, that is a hefty price point, $55. I get it, it is. But for most high-end luxury, beautifully finely milled type powders, product bronzers on the market, they're gonna run you around $55 to $85, even Tom Ford to $125. So I mean, $55 for that size of a pan, and you're looking at a little over a ½ ounce and 16 grams of product to get in there, which is pretty comparable to other pan sizes, actually even a little bit bigger. I'll put all the comparisons right there of the different pan sizes and how much you get and the price points, so you guys can kind of gauge that yourself. I don't know off the top of my hand, so I'll just put it on the screen right there. But I do feel the benefit to this one is that it is actually going to be refillable, so you can pop a pin in the back, and I'll show you right here. In the back, there's a pin right there where you can actually pop out the pan and you're going to be able to refill it. She does not have the refills available on her website yet or at any of those other retailers that are selling the airbrush bronzer, but I'm assuming eventually she's going to have that available and ready, because she wouldn't have had that there. So I'm excited about that. And I'm hoping she'll probably price that around 30, I would assume. I don't know, don't quote me on that. I'm just kind of guessing that that's probably what the price point is gonna be. And at that point, it's gonna be nice because you can just refill it and you don't have to worry about it. I really wish she would do that. Charlotte, if you're watching, please, please, please make these refillable too. I wouldn't even mind paying a little bit more and having a bigger pan size because I go through this so often and there is just nothing I will ever use. I don't, as of yet, unless somebody comes out with something even more spectacular, I don't think I could ever use anything different from that Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder. It's just incredible. And if you're not a big powder person, that's the beauty of Charlotte Tilbury powder. They're so finely milled that it literally just goes on like butter. There's just nothing. I can't even compare it to anything because there's nothing else on the market. You'll see when I swatch later on in the video how incredibly different. I just wish you can jump through the camera and feel the texture of it, because the texture compared to my other powders, it just doesn't even compare, you guys. So no matter if you're like beginner level or advanced level, you just are going to love these bronzers. Let's just roll over into the application process. All right, you guys, let's get started. Let's just dive right into it because these bronzers are just calling my name right now. I'm so excited. So we already went over all the details, went over all the colors. I did purchase 2 colors. Can we just talk about how different these colors are? I thought for sure there's not going to be much of a difference between medium and tan. There can't be. Well, there is. And I thought for sure tan was going to be my color. I was like, there's no doubt in my mind I'm going to go with tan, whether I'm on the light medium side or I'm on the medium tan side, depending on the season. I just thought for sure this was going to be my color. This is almost too dark for me, you guys. I almost wish she would have had something kind of in between, but don't get me wrong, because this medium is absolutely beautiful. And for my girls out there that don't like a lot of color, they just want a beautiful airbrushed tan look, you know, just like a bronzed look, I should say, not tanned, I would say medium is going to definitely be your choice, okay? Because tan is a pop, okay? This is like, my bronzer is popping and I want it to stand out. So I don't know. I mean, it just really, really depends on the day, I guess, where I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna keep both because I do love both of the colors. I do feel like I have to go super light-handed on this tan though, because it's a pop. So let's just swatch these. Oh my gosh, they're like butter. I mean, look at the size difference between, let's just go over the size difference really quick. This is my, sorry, it's so dirty. I know with these mirrored type packaging, they're so gorgeous, but they get so dirty. That's why I like that she has all these grooves in there because you can't really see. But let's just look at the difference between the 2 of them. I mean, that's a pretty drastic pan size, you know, versus her Airbrush Flawless powders, which you guys already know is my holy grail. I can't live without. So wow, look at that. How crazy small is this? I wish almost she would do that in this size and do it refillable, because I go through this pretty fast these days, especially filming for me because I'm just using it so much. But oh my gosh, this is my new obsession. These will be my 2 holy grails, can't live without, between the bronzer and the powder. I know, you're like, can I just see what it looks like, Christy? That's all I care about. So as you can tell on my finger, it's not really popping out that much, the medium. So honestly, I kind of feel like this is for like a super natural day or just a nice soft contour, because it does have some cool tones in there. Whereas the tan, on the other hand, is definitely more of a pop, okay? So you can see the difference between those 2. So you've got the medium right here and the tan right there. I mean, that's a pretty big difference. I'm gonna swatch them on my skin for you guys. So this is the medium. I have to kind of go in twice, which you're not really seeing on my skin right now, especially having some self-tanner and tan and natural suntan from the outside on. So that is definitely popping a lot more the tan right now. But The medium is a beautiful color. I would say the tan is more on the warm side and the medium is more on the cool tone side, but it's not like cool tone, like your contour pink cool tone type colors. It's more like, I would say almost like Hoola bronzer. Let me give you the difference between, because you guys know I use Hoola bronzer as my powdered contour. So this is Hoola bronzer. So as you can see, yeah, it's got that neutral, more of those neutral undertones. And then this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. So definitely lighter, as you can see right there. So the Hoola bronzer is still popping out more on my tanned skin right now versus the medium airbrush. So I have gotten a little bit darker since I played with these. So I'm almost thinking that medium is not going to work on me right now. So when I was a little bit lighter a couple weeks ago, when I first received this product, the medium actually was working really nice on me, but right now I don't know if it's actually going to work. Okay, so you guys, as far as Charlotte Tilbury goes, just because we're on this topic right now, I am obsessed with this eyebrow gel, and it's because of this spoolie. I've talked about this before on my channel. It is so small and just intricate, and it just really gets into your brows without over messing them up. But yeah, I'm kind of liking these like kind of different brows I've been doing. I've been trying to keep them more natural, not putting a lot of product, and I don't use a lot of product when I use this Glossier pen. I'm obsessed with this. This is like my favorite brow product right now. And mixed in with the Charlotte T, Linda's the color I use. I'll show it right there. That Legendary Brow is just impeccable. I just had to bring that up because we're talking about Charlotte Tilbury today. So anyways, let's dive into these bronzers because you're like, shut up, Christy. I just want to know how these bronzers apply. So we're going to actually start off with medium. I'm going to do it on this side. I'm going to show you guys kind of like how I would use this product right now with that light of a color, just because it's not really my color tone right now. So we're going to go in with my Marc Jacobs, I think it's like a blush brush. This is called, yeah, the blush brush. I actually love it for contouring. It is so super soft. This brush is amazing. I always put the details of what mirrors and stuff like that I use on the bottom. Again, you guys, please use my links. I do get a little bit of a kickback, no extra cost to you, but it really does help me and support me and help me to continue purchasing makeup. So thank you so much for doing that if you are. So we're gonna take the medium, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys how it kind of, you know, swirls in the pan if there's any kickback, and not a lot of kickback. Isn't that nice? Look at that. So really pretty. I'm just gonna kind of dust that off. Ooh, see, there's some there. So that's why you always kind of want to do that, just because you don't want it to go on your face and it just be a hot mess, especially if you did your makeup already, which obviously you already have if you're putting your bronzer on. So we're gonna use this as a contour on this side, okay? So we're just gonna go here. I have some breakouts right there. Just, hello hormones. So we'll just do that. Look at how easy that was. Can we just talk about how easy that was to apply? That is like butter. I mean, Charlotte Tilbury just nails it when it comes to powder. It is just, look at that. How gorgeous is that? I can totally use this as a contour and not use my Hoola bronzer. I mean, seriously, like, wow. Okay. I had a little bit of Hoola bronzer underneath, so I just wasn't really quite sure how this was gonna work as a contour because I haven't tried that yet. So really, really pretty. Wow. I just want you guys to see how easy that blends. Okay, let's do the jawline. And right there. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see how soft and beautiful that is? Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Wow. That is so pretty. So I'm just gonna kind of blend that in. I'm just gonna take a little bit more. So this is the medium. So I still can get away with the medium, you guys. I mean, it's still a pretty color. I don't want to put too much because I want to show you guys what the tan looks like. All right, now we'll just do it here. I think this is going to be a beautiful color in the contour of the eye socket where I would normally do like a transition color. I tend to do this with my bronzers. I like to put them in the socket, like that whole transition line right there, and just go out the door. That is my go-to everyday look, I don't even use eyeshadow. I just use that. So it's my favorite look. And honestly, if you were on vacation, I think it's the best look to do, because who wants to spend all that time, unless you're really getting glammed up for a night, going somewhere fancy. But for like everyday vacation look or summer look, or even during this whole process, because a lot of us are still kind of quarantined at home, you know, you just don't want to do a whole eyeshadow look. So it's really awesome to use bronzers. And honestly, it's like, okay, one and done. I did my bronzer, I'll do my eye socket, and I'm out the door. So it's really nice. I'm going to take the Smashbox, it's like their crease brush, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So I'm going to take the medium, and we're gonna go in there, and I'm just gonna kind of go through the eye socket. I do have eyeshadow base down. I use the Fenty one today, and I'm actually really liking this one. I've been trying it out lately because I've heard good reviews on it. But see how pretty that is? It's just a very natural way of doing it. You can't really go wrong. It's beautiful. I mean, seriously, her powders do the work for you. I've never used the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palettes, so I'll have to eventually get my hands on those. I mean, I want a Pat McGrath palette too. They're just so expensive. Oh my gosh, you guys. Even Charlotte Tilbury's eyeshadow palettes are pretty pricey. So eventually I'll have to get my hands on that and just kind of play with her shadows too. I mean, her product line is beautiful. Yes, there's hits and miss, but let's be honest, you guys, what product or brand line doesn't have their hits and miss? All of them do, okay? All of them do. I love Chanel. Chanel is my favorite thing in the world. But there are some hits and miss with their makeup line. So, I mean, you just can't always go, okay, well, there's one brand and they just do it all. There isn't, I'm sorry. All right, you guys, let's go with the tan now, and let's just bronze up like we would normally do. So I'm gonna take my Tom Ford bronzer brush, because that's what I would typically use as my bronzer brush. And I'm actually gonna go in pretty light-handed. So I'm just gonna kind of dip it a little bit, or get a little bit more on there. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks on the brush. Okay, here we go. Let's try this out. I haven't played too much with the tan. I've actually only really played with the medium more, so I'm kind of curious. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. So I'm going super light-handed. I'm not putting a lot of pressure there, but whoa. Whoa. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I definitely want to keep both colors because I love them both. We're going to try this in my eye socket too, because I want to see how this looks as an eyeshadow. This is going to give you a little bit more deeper. Now again, if you're watching my channel and you're a lot lighter than I am, I probably would stay away from the tan because it's a little more intense. So I wish Charlotte Tilbury would come out with maybe a couple more shades, but I know not a lot of companies come out with a wide range of bronzers. I think Fenty Beauty probably has the widest range of bronzer shades than any other company, but I do wish she'd come out with just maybe one in between the two. I think would be good. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my goodness, wow. That is beautiful. So I'm gonna take my CHIKUHODO brush. I love this little brush. This is the cheek brush. I don't know what series this is. I'll put it below. I only have this brush out of the CHIKUHODO. Japanese brushes are just insanely good, okay? We'll go over that in a whole nother video. I do eventually want to get my hands on the whole CHIKUHODO line, because this is like, how do I say it? It's like the Bugatti of cars, okay? You've got your Lamborghini, maybe Tom Ford would probably be like in the Mercedes, you know, like a little bit below that. And then you got Hokuhodo and CHIKUHODO that are just pretty much the same, I think. I don't know, because I don't own any of their brushes because they're so expensive. But when you own quality brushes, you own quality brushes. I mean, my Lumiere brush is amazing. The problem with Lumiere and Tom Ford is they're synthetic brushes. These are real brushes. So if you're cruelty-free, you want to stick to synthetic brushes. But for people like me, I prefer brushes that have real hair. Why? Because they distribute the product the best. There's so many different types of hair out there. I think the CHIKUHODO one, this one is goat hair, but the higher end ones are made out of squirrel. I don't want to go too much into brushes, but honestly, you guys, they do make a difference when you do your makeup, okay? They blend for you. They give you the most flawless application. You can YouTube it all. Anyone who bought those brushes knows how incredible they are. I mean, it just doesn't get any better. So I'm gonna go in with that CHIKUHODO brush and I'm just gonna kind of blend it out. It is so soft, and this is one of the cheaper ones, but this is so soft. This is goat hair. Oh my gosh, see how that just kind of blends? I just got this brush and I am like amazed on how incredible it is. It just blends like a flippin' dream. It's so good, so good. That is a gorgeous color. So this is tan. So as you can see on my skin tone right now, it's not too much, it's not too intense. I'm gonna put some on the bottom. I didn't take anything extra. I'm gonna go in a little bit just because I wanna get onto the forehead and the jawline, but see how gorgeous that it just is such a flawless powder. It is. It's just like her powders, but in a bronzer form. That's what it is. It's pretty much, I'm gonna take the smaller one and just kind of dip that in and go on the forehead. That's why I like the small one for like the forehead area, because I have a pretty small forehead. I don't do this to like narrow out my forehead. I just do it to blend it all in, because it goes back to like that old school figure 3 thing. Just blends it all in. I'm gonna take a little bit more and just see how it builds. I'm just interested. I'm gonna go on the CHIKUHODO brush. I notice a difference, and you guys know how much I love my Tom Ford brush, okay? $80. I can't remember how much I spent on this one. I'll put the details right there, but even if I went a little bit more expensive, which I do want to get the bigger one, I feel like I would get rid of this one. I'm not get rid of it, I like it, but this is synthetic hair, this is goat hair, and I think this blends even better, way better. It is just amazing. I want the bigger one because this one's a little small for like what I want to do with it. But look at how you can build with this brush and her powder, and it doesn't even like, it's not like looking like crazy. Like it's just blending and doing the trick for you. I will link this brush at the bottom. It is not as expensive as, I think it's actually less expensive than the Tom Ford one. But if you're not into like, you know, if you're really into like cruelty free, then I mean, obviously they're real hair, so keep that in mind. All right, let's try this with the shadow, and then I also want to try the medium with the nose contour and see. I already have some nose contour on. I used the A-line Giorgio Armani, which the Neo Nude, I think it's Neo A-line Neo Nude collection from Armani. Amazing. So I used that already, so I'm gonna go over that with the medium and just kind of see how it plays. All right, let's take the Chanel brush, okay, and we'll take some of that. Oh, it's just so soft, you guys. I can't believe it. I've had this for over 25 years, and look at how incredible this brush still stands. I will be sad if anything ever happened to this brush because you can't even get it anymore. So how pretty is that? That's the tan. Very, very beautiful. Wow. It just gives you that really nice wash of color. Okay, so for transition areas, it is nice to use a real brush. Now when I'm doing more of like that pow, I want you now look, then yeah, I kind of like more the synthetic brushes because it's gonna pack more color in there. I'm just gonna take a clean brush now and just kind of make sure I diffuse out the edges. Just make sure there's no demarcation lines. We just want it to be nice and soft, because we just really want it to just kind of blend into that bronzed look. How does that look, you guys? That is beautiful. I really like, actually even like the tan more on the eyes than I did the medium. So the medium is gonna give you a very natural color. Now, it depends on your skin tone. So on my skin tone, the tan just shows up better right now. But if you're lighter than me, then medium's really gonna pop for you. But I like that I like that the tan has more warm tones in it, because when it comes to bronzers, you guys, for me personally, I like more the warm tones. When it comes to contouring, I like more the cool tone side, or like neutral. I don't know about cool, but more neutral tones. What I like about the medium is that it's more neutral. It's not too warm and it's not too cool. So it's very, very much in the middle. But when it comes to like really bronzing up my skin, I do like more of the warm tones. This has more reddish warm tones to it. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, this is the bronzer I have been waiting for. I have been asking for. Like, I love my Tom Ford one. The Soleil is beautiful, but it does not pack. You know what? At the end, I'll do some swatches and some comparisons with other bronzers that I have. We'll just do that at the very end. But let's just finish up this face. Let's go back to the medium, and we'll do let's just see how it plays with my nose contour and see if we can do that. And maybe I'll just not have to use the Hoola bronzer at all. Sometimes Hoola bronzer makes me break out, so I'm hoping that if this works out, I can just use this in place, but I just don't know if it's going to be dark enough right now. That's my only thing. So I don't know if it will show up as much. Let's see. What I like about the Hoola is it does show up more, so I think for me this is too light, and then the tan would be too dark and too red, so I think I would still use my Hoola for my nose contour. It's pretty if you have lighter skin, or maybe in the winter I would do this, but I think for right now I would stick to my Hoola bronzer for that. Again, I wish she would almost do like one in between. Just humor me. Just humor me, Charlotte. Have you ever watched my channel? Maybe just one in between the two. I think that would be good. But anyway, let's just finish up this makeup. I'm gonna come back, give you my final thoughts, and then go over some swatches, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so this is how it all came together. I am so happy I was able to finally film this video. These bronzers are my new holy grail. Okay, well, one bronzer. But honestly, like, I love both of them. And if you're my skin tone, like, I know it's $55 each, but seriously, like, oh my gosh, like, they're so beautiful. So if I had to choose one, being my skin tone right now, I would definitely go with the tan. Okay, so that's my consensus. If I had to just do one right now, this goes the best. And for what I'm using it for, which is a bronzer, and that's what I've been looking for. I have been on the hunt for the perfect bronzer. And when I saw the email that she was launching this earlier this year, I was like, brace yourself, Christy, because it's Charlotte Tilbury, and she already put out the most impeccable powder on the market. This cannot go wrong, right? So I was so excited. I just can't tell you how much I love this bronzer, and it's just gonna be my staple. It's the only bronzer I'm gonna use, honestly. And I have some pretty nice bronzers, but that is gonna be the only one I go to. I promise you that, because it is perfect. It's because for me, I like bronzers to be more on the matte side. If I want that pop of glow, I'll go with like my Tom Ford Soleil just to kind of give it that little bit of a pop. But honestly, or just use some type of topper like Hourglass Luminous Light and just really pop in some light reflecting particles into the bronzer. But honestly, like, I just like my bronzers to be matte. I think whether you have dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, this is the perfect bronzer you could ever ask for. So go get your hands on this. Use my link below. You guys, they're selling it on Beautylish, Nordstrom, Sephora, no matter, Charlotte Tilbury, no matter where you go, just get your hands on it. The best part is they are refillable, so you just have to put a needle in there, pop it out. Eventually she'll have her refills, but it's gonna take me a while to get through this, you guys. It's gonna take me a while. I don't feel like you use a lot of bronzer to just like really go through this that fast. So I'm excited about that. I do wanna go over some swatches really fast. So you guys know Anastasia Saddle, I wanna say, has always been kind of my bronzer bronzer of choice, but lately I have been using the Fenty. So I'm going to kind of just put them all next to each other, and I'm gonna do, I don't have enough hands, unfortunately. So I'll do the medium first, and then I will do the tan afterwards. But this is kind of, it's hard to do it with, you can kind of, the Fenty one's gonna have, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just kind of peek it out like that. So this is the three next to each other. So you have Anastasia on my left, and then Caramel Cutie, which is the Fenty one I've been using a lot of, and then the medium Charlotte Tilbury, and then we have, and I'll do the swatches here in just a second. Hold on, stand by. And then this is the tan. So you can see the differences there. I'll be able to kind of gauge, let's see if I can see it through my monitor. So this is definitely more on the deeper side. The Anastasia is probably the one kind of in the middle, and then this Caramel Cutie by Fenty Beauty is a little bit more on the warm side. I'd say this is more reddish tone. So very, very, very similar in some respects, but the texture of these bronzers just don't even compare to the others. And then this is the Tom Ford. I think I showed this earlier when I was doing the try on. It's kind of more on the it's probably more comparable to the medium of the Charlotte Tilbury. But again, Tom Ford, very expensive. This is the bigger pan one. Yeah, over $100 versus $55, and this outperforms that. So keep that in mind. All right, let's do some swatches. So we have Saddle from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And this is a beautiful, like, neutral tone bronzer, but again, I just don't even think it compares to the other one. And this is Caramel Cutie. I can even tell by the texture, by swatching these, the difference between a Charlotte Tilbury and powder. This is definitely a lot lighter, this medium one. So if I had to repurchase again, I probably wouldn't go with that one as of right now, especially with my skin tone. I do, again, wish Charlotte will come out with something in between the two. I think there needs to be a color between those two. But this is Anastasia, this is Fenty Caramel Cutie, this is the medium Charlotte Tilbury, and that is the tan Charlotte Tilbury. And then I'm gonna do one more. This is the Tom Ford Soleil. Which number was this one? There is a darker one. This one is Gold Dust. So there is Terra, which is a little bit more red. I don't own that one. But yeah, that is way more pink than any of those. So I don't know, like, looking back, I honestly would have purchased 3 of these or 2 of these in comparison to how much that cost me. I think I just loved the packaging more than anything and the fact that it was Tom Ford. But if I'm really looking for quality bronzers, this tan one is absolutely perfect for me. So that kind of just gives you an idea of the different swatches of bronzers that I have in my makeup kit. Obviously, there are a ton of bronzers on the market. I know Marc Jacobs has amazing ones, and I have used the Marc Jacobs ones in the past. I don't feel like his original one showed up enough for me, and it was a little bit too cool toned for me. And I do like the newer one, but it's infused with coconut, and I felt like it was breaking me out. So I was having some issues there. So I do like the texture of his bronzers, but I do prefer this Charlotte Tilbury over everything. I don't think anything comes close to this bronzer on the market, and that is just my opinion, so take that with a grain of salt. I am just impressed. I think no matter which brush you use, you can't go wrong. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty goof proof. Like, it just literally just applies to the skin so flawlessly. It's incredible. I don't know what she does to these powders, but whatever she's doing, she needs to keep doing, because it's just impeccable. It really is. I have to say though, with the CHIKUHODO brush versus even like my Tom Ford brush, which you guys know, if you watch my channel, I rave about this Tom Ford brush all the time. I mean, just the craftsmanship of of the handle and the ferrule and everything is just so beautiful with the black and gold, and it's Tom Ford or brown and gold, whatever color it is, and it's so heavy. This is the cheaper end of the CHIKUHODO brushes. I can only imagine what the higher end CHIKUHODO brushes do, because this is impeccable. I have never used a brush that applied my bronzer so beautifully. It is just so incredible. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Follow me at Christy Allure on Instagram, because when I'm not on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, or I'm on my blog. I have a brand new blog, christyallure.com. I post weekly blogs on my favorite powders, my favorite concealers, foundations. I mean, you'll just find it all. Whatever's new and happening will be on my blog. You'll get your weekly dose of beauty and fashion. So please remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos, because I still am posting videos every week. Thank you for all your love and support, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.